For the first time, the Tabletop Games Blog is giving away an award, the Top Table Award for the best game released in 2019. As you know, a lot of new tabletop games were released this year, probably around 3,000 or 4,000 excluding expansions. That's more games anyone will ever be able to play in a year, and I've probably only seen 20 to 30 of those. However, I still thought it'd be good to share with you my top 5 games that were published in 2019 and crown the winner. As is tradition with charts, I will start at number 5 and work my way to the top game of 2019 for me. I've added links to my reviews for each of the games, so you can find out more and see if it might be for you or someone you know. So here goes. Number 5, Silver by Bezier Games. Silver by Bezier Games is a memory game with a twist. In each round you have 5 cards in front of you that are face down. You can look at 2 of them at the start of the round and have to try and discover what the others are during the round. Each card has a value of between 0 and 13, and you have to try and have the lowest total value in front of you when the round ends. So you draw cards you can either use for the ability or to swap with one or more cards from in front of you. It's really quick to teach and learn, and also pretty quick to play, and a lot of fun. Number 4, Tapestry by Stonemaier Games. In Tapestry by Stonemaier Games, develop your civilization over several millennia, move up the 4 development tracks and expand on a shared map. In my view, this is a great game where you have only limited choices on your turn, but you need to choose wisely to be the most efficient and win the game. As with all Stonemaier games I know, the component quality is outstanding, even if there are some gripes. It's a game I love playing and which has plenty of depth. Number 3, Rome by Red Raven Games. Red Raven Games is known for the beautiful illustrations in their games, and Rome is no different. The game is really light and very enjoyable. It is an area control game with a twist. What I think makes it so great is that it is very easy to teach and plays relatively quickly. It's an ideal game to start a games evening with, play with your family and friends, giving you just enough depth to keep you entertained. Number 2, Vivaldi by XV Games. If trick-taking games are your thing, then you will love Vivaldi by XV Games. It has all the same sort of mechanisms that you will be used to from other trick-taking games, but with 2 interesting differences. Only one of the 5 players knows from the start who their partner is, making it hard for the lead player to decide which tricks to take and which to leave for their partner. The other twist is that there isn't just a trump suit, but also an opposite suit which gives negative points. So those 2 things combined with all the classic fun you find in all trick-taking games make Vivaldi a real joy. Number 1, Wingspan by Stonemaier Games. Yes, you've probably guessed it already, I love Wingspan and played it almost non-stop for weeks on end with my wife. So the winner of the Top Table Award is going to this amazing game by Stonemaier Games. Congratulations! I reckon it's very much deserved, and Spiel des Jahres seems to agree by giving it the Kenner Spiel des Jahres award this year. It's such a great game to introduce people to engine and tableau building games, with a brilliant design by Elizabeth Hargrave, the illustrations by Beth Sobel, Anna Maria Martinez Jaramillo, and Natalia Rojas. Sorry, I've probably mangled those names, but you can read them on the blog. Are just amazing, and the component quality is superb. The fact that there are over 100 different bird cards in the game is just amazing on its own. I can't recommend the game more. Well, that's really all for this year. There are going to be many more games in 2020, and certainly many more blog posts, podcasts and videos from me. So there's a lot to look forward to, and I hope you will join me again next year. In the meantime, I hope you get a chance to relax and enjoy playing games with your friends, family or anyone else who matters to you. Our community is such an amazing place, and our hobby is what brings us together. Here is to an amazing 2020. Thank you for listening to this Tabletop Games Blog review. There's also a written version of it on my blog, links in the description of this podcast. There you'll also find links to my Ko-fi and Patreon pages if you want to support me financially. Please also like this podcast and subscribe to it. Leave some stars if you're an Apple Podcast. Everything would be really welcome. And review it if you can as well. Other than that, tell your friends about it, and generally I hope you join me again for another episode of Tabletop Games Blog Review. Thanks for listening and bye! This podcast was made possible by my Patreon supporters, David Miller of Subquad Publishing, James Naylor of Naylor Games, Paul Grogan of Gaming Rules, Robin Kay of Ruined Sky Games, Sarah Reed of Undine Studios, Tim Vernick, and Richard Simpson of We're Not Wizards.